Garland Nixon is a political analyst and radio show host. He is now joining us live from Maryland. Mr. Nixon, thank you very much for making time for us and welcome to the program. Very quickly, Donald Trump has elicited some reactions from all over, not just America, but from all over. He's already created friction. What does that tell you about Trump and his presidency going forward?
Well, I was in fact, during the last Trump administration, I was a member of the board of directors for the American Civil Liberties Union, and the ACLU filed, multiple lawsuits against the Trump administration regarding various issues, related to race and discrimination, related to immigration, et cetera. So I think what we will see is a Trump administration that is similar to the last administration in that it puts these cultural issues at the forefront of its agenda. There are going to be very controversial positions taken that will be addressed in court. I think the big difference this time is that Donald Trump has the Congress, both houses, the upper and lower house of the Congress and the Supreme Court. So he has a much stronger grip on power. But I think we will see a similar type of administration. It's just we will see how the power dynamic works. Clearly, the immigration move regarding birthright citizenship, it's pretty clear that's a violation of the Constitution. The only question is whether a Supreme Court that leans heavily towards Donald Trump will take the side of the Trump administration in an instance where it's pretty clear that this is established law.
Mr. Nixon, yesterday we saw a bishop confronting Trump and actually telling him that some of the things that he says in public are really not that nice. He should think about them before he says them. And Trump did not take that lightly. He actually did not take that criticism lightly. He said that action should be taken against the bishop. Going forward, with all the things that Trump has said, with all the statements that Trump has made, and with all the executive orders that Trump has signed, is there any hope for a changed Trump in the coming future, you think?
Well, the only, paradoxically speaking, the changes I think that we'll see in Donald Trump will be more confidence in his agenda because of his win, because of the nature of his win, and because of the nature of the coalition that created his win. That Donald Trump improved the output of voters who voted in favor of him in basically all demographics. So the change that I think we will see is a more confident Donald Trump because he won by such a large margin. I would argue that his win was based on economics and foreign policy. The economics and foreign policy of the Biden administration was strongly rejected, but the foundation of his initial coalition, of the MAGA coalition, are very, very concerned with cultural issues, controversial cultural issues. So I think we're going to see a lot of those cultural issues. But most of the people in America were concerned with money. They were concerned with war. And that's what pushed Donald Trump over the edge.
All right, Mr. Garland, finally, before I let you go, just very quickly, what do you make of his executive orders?
Well, it's certainly there are, amongst people on the left, some people who didn't even support Donald Trump. There are areas that people have looked at and said that they're very happy with some of the executive orders. There are other executive orders that are typical Trump. They're over the top and they're outlandish. And I've heard this from a number of people at this point, and based on the issues that we've had over the last couple of political terms. a lot of Americans and a lot of organizations are basically taking the position of Frederick Douglass, and that is, I will join with any man for good, and I will join with no man for evil. So I think there will be people, even in Donald Trump's coalition, who are going to be willing to fight against him when it comes to issues that they are that they're unhappy with. And there will be plenty of issues with Donald Trump that a lot of people will be unhappy with. But certainly, I will admit there are some that people will support, and that will be the issues of peace and foreign policy if he goes in the direction that it appears that he may be going.
All right, Mr. Garland Nixon, thank you very much for making time for us and for talking to us today.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.